Okay, so I was thinking about today, and our first topic is TV in Japan, right? And being on TV in Japan. So you might not know this if you come to Japan, but especially in the Tokyo area, I feel like it's really easy to be on TV here. Like I've been on TV 4 or 5 times since I've been in the country, and most of it's not like I was almost on a TV show. Uh, like I got scouted in the park with my wife and her friends about 10 years ago. Just they're doing most of the time it's interview based stuff or just like filler for not filler like video footage for a talk show or a game show or something like that is mostly so someone runs up on you with a microphone. In the past, they couldn't speak English, so they were just talking to you in Japanese and just like, "Oh, TV show, hey, say this," and I'm like, "Okay," and I'm on my way to the Apple store, but whatever. And the second time, it was in the park. Yeah, when I really got scouted. They were doing interviews and they asked me to do an interview or like I guess it was a preliminary interview and they liked me so they called me back into the TV station. And so I was in like about an hour long interview for a show, but the show wasn't really. I'm actually glad I wasn't on the show because it was kind of a really negative show, and it was just like about tell me what you hate about this country and what do you dislike about that country and what do you think about this, and I'm like, I was in more of a positive headspace at that time, so I'm like, it's not that bad, and Japan had those problems too, and so I wouldn't have been interesting on that type of show. I think I saw the show that they were doing at a later date, and yeah, it wasn't for me. I wouldn't have felt good about doing that type of stuff. So there's a lot of yelling and accusations in a kind of humorous way, but still like nah. So this time around, like the festival that I participated in the last a few weeks ago, last month, uh, when we were doing the festival, we were taking a break and just drinking beers and stuff like that. Some TV show people came up to me and this other American dude that I do it with, and by this time we're drunk and tired and a little bit crazy. So, and the other dude's got crazy too. He's a lot crazier than me. So they start interviewing us in Japanese, and we're just like, so I'm kind of like, what did I say? I kind of don't really remember what I said too much. We were just kind of like, asking us like difficult things, things that are scary about Japan or things that are scary, I think, about America, stuff like that. But they were talking to us for a good like 10, 15 minutes, I think, just because we were kind of wild. We could both, we're two American dudes who can speak Japanese. So, and we're both in like traditional festival garb, if you will. So, it wasn't, it's not 100% sure if we'll be on TV, but I'm a little bit nervous about it because I really don't know what I said. I really don't remember what I said. I just remember we were yelling about some stuff and like play arguing about some stuff. But it was fun. But when you come to Japan, like if you're on TV, it's not really a big deal. I know a lot of people who are extras in TV shows and commercials and stuff like that. If you live here, especially in the beginning, some people do it, to make some spare cash. There's a really interesting, not off the top of my head, there's a really interesting documentary that I remember I saw a few years ago. I think it's called Big in Japan. If you want to Google that, about a guy, his friends. My wife didn't like it. I was like, ugh, his friends kind of suck because they basically pushed this guy into trying to become famous in Japan, and he was doing TV commercials and stuff like that, and they do all this weird stuff, and they're just hanging out drinking beers or recording him like just being tortured basically for for a couple of years. It was interesting in a way, but a little bit sad in a way. But yeah, that documentary can really show you what it's like to go through the process of trying to be big in Japan or be famous or be on TV. There is, generally speaking, I'm not gonna knock anybody's dreams. I gotta keep your dreams alive. If you want to try and be famous, you can. But there generally is like a bit of a ceiling of how far you can go in the entertainment industry here. Of course there are exceptions, but generally speaking, commercials, a few voice things, whoop de doo, and maybe that's about it, realistically speaking. So don't think just because you're in a commercial that you made it. You you know, just because I might be on TV, I'm not like, my 15 minutes of fame is here. I've had several 15 minutes of fame here, and it's really not a big deal at all. It's just interviews and stuff like that. Japanese people aren't really as hungry for the limelight, as I think I'll say Americans are. I don't know about every other country, but in America, we definitely crave the limelight. And Japanese people always laugh because like as soon as like someone's on the jumbotron or a big screen, they go crazy. You know, in America, I'm like, yeah, we want to be famous. But in Japan, it's not really like that. And so, especially in the Tokyo area, if you're a foreign person, maybe you have an interesting look, or for whatever reason, don't be surprised if someone just wants to interview you. And again, don't get a big head about it. It's just like you're the foreign person in the area, and we need some footage. So get that guy or get those people. Like that's probably about it. As far as I take it. So your boy might be on TV again. Again, the third or fourth time, I kind of lose track. It's not really a big thing. I'll try to record it. If not, like somebody will be like, "Hey, I saw you on TV the other day," and that's normally how it goes. Again, I've never been on TV in the States, but it has happened several times in this country, which is kind of weird.